Hey, and welcome back to the next episode of the Right Hand Drive Guys podcast, the podcast for guys who like right-hand drives. I'm Bobby. This is Aaron.
Yo.
And here we are live from Texas Motorplex in Ennis, Texas for GTR Festival. So if you haven't been following along on the Instagram, we were able to come out, get Tier 1 media to cover this event and bring you guys our version of GTR Festival.
Yeah, it's been a good time so far. I think this is the most concentration of Skylines I've seen in America.
In America, for sure. You know, and obviously we've been to Japan, and I've been to R's meeting, and you know, we've been to these events, and we've seen a lot of Skylines. So it's easy to be jaded from the fact that we are on U.S. soil and that there is this collection of cars, including some of the most high-profile Skylines in the world, in a sense, you know. So yeah, it's been really cool to see this community come together and to see Andrew and the GTR Festival crew, you know, kind of, I don't know, they've created this whole new thing here.
Yeah, and they're going global with it.
Yeah, I heard they're going to do the UK.
Yeah.
So, you know, that's cool, and we definitely appreciate them 110% for giving us, like, pretty much unlimited access.
Yeah, we've been all around this place.
Yeah, we've been in and out all around, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So, okay, I mean, if you're not familiar, they started GTR Festival in Australia, I don't even know how many years ago, but quite a while ago. And, you know, the Aussies are very into their drag racing, right?
Yeah.
That's for sure. And that's apparent here, as it is obviously at Texas Motorplex, which is a huge drag strip.
Yeah.
And if you are watching on YouTube, you can see behind us, this is like a mid-90s, early 90s photo of Texas Motorplex and just how big and how popular it really is.
Yeah. I mean, this track's been here for a while, and it's been like a NHRA track for quite a long time as well.
Yeah.
So I mean, it definitely, like, if you're looking behind us, dude, I mean, the place is huge, and you know, it's not just your rinky-dink drag strip up the street.
No way, ask this dude's quads.
Yeah,
His
dude,
legs will tell you.
My legs are destroyed, dude. But I mean, it's pretty sick though. I mean, like, just seeing how they prep the track and seeing people lose their shoes on the starting line. You know?
Yeah, literally. They're not expecting it. They step out there and their shoes are like pretty much permanently part of the track.
Yeah, you better not go flat-footed.
No, yeah, you see everybody walking on their toes. Their calves are huge around here. It's crazy. So I mean, basically our trip here began leaving Boston on Thursday, right?
Thursday afternoon.
Thursday we came in, we got our hotel. This guy rented the new Nissan Z from Turo, and we grabbed that. That was pretty cool. And then Friday morning, you know, it all kind of started. You know, we got in here. We had a little media briefing in this room that we're in. They gave us these really cool pink vests. You can see them on YouTube. Like, these vests are cool.
Super cool.
Yeah. And so we just kind of got to it. You know, we just started exploring, and you know, by noon they were doing qualifying for roll racing, which is cool. I haven't really seen roll racing like that before, you know. I've seen it at like IA and stuff, but this is a little different because you're actually at a drag strip, and you know, I don't know, I thought that was pretty cool. Got my eardrums blown out a few times by some crazy cars. There's 132 by Midwest Skylines that has these like side dump pipes,
dude. Yeah. I think it's like a 4-inch side exit, dude. And
like oval side exit. Yeah,
and it's exiting to the left, dude. So like, if you're standing on the wall and that car goes, you're definitely hearing it.
Yeah, I thought we were getting mortared or something. It was just like bow, bow,
dude,
bow, bow.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my
every
God.
shift, dude, is like bang, bang. You can feel it in your chest.
For sure.
It was crazy.
So that was cool, you know, and we got to see, you know, a ton of 35s, some Lambos, Audis, you know, all that type of stuff doing these races. And so, you know, that was pretty cool for sure. And then, you know, that's like a lot of what Friday was the roll racing, everybody getting in here. You know, HKS Zero has a huge tent full of all of the influencers' cars, which I'm sure at this point you've seen all over Instagram. TJ Hunt, Adam LZ, C Kane, you know,
DJ No Way,
DJ No
with the
Way,
Sylvia.
yeah, who, you know, these guys, you know, they're impressive cars. You know, LZ had his 33 S1 and that 32.
Yeah, the 32 sedan that he like has for a drag car now.
Yeah. So, and we saw him run that down the track, and I mean, cool car, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's part of the thing I kind of saw was like, okay, you know, these influencers, like, of course they're doing these things to get themselves out there, but they truly enjoy the things that they're doing. I don't feel like it's like this facade as far as like, oh, they're not really into this stuff. Like, they're really into it. He built a literal 4-door 32 drag car. Who's doing that if you're not into it? Right. So, Friday was cool. They gave us some trophies for roll racing, and then did some fireworks, and that kind of concluded the evening. And, you know, at this point, we're pretty beat, right? It's like,
that first day, dude.
Yeah, it's like a reality check. Like, oh wow, okay, you know, because there's two sides to the track, right? There, you know, there's the side with all the vendors, and then there's another side where they're doing a few different things. And so Saturday, we kind of started exploring a little more. We went to the other side behind like the grandstands, and they were having a cars and coffee. And it was a lot of exotics and supercars and these type of things, which was cool. You know, it was cool to see them. And then we noticed the kangaroos. We noticed the kangaroos, right?
Dude, yeah. The kangaroo pin, dude. Like, I've never seen a kangaroo before.
I think maybe I have in a zoo, but like not like that. There was 10 of these guys just like chilling, like they were dogs or something. It was so weird. They were so chill.
Yeah, dude. I was like, dude, get a picture of me and this guy. And I like kneeled down, and this dude stands up and just starts mugging me, dude. I'm like, all right, maybe don't get this pic. I'm gonna get away.
Yeah, he immediately got intimidated. You know how that goes.
Yeah, dude. Flashbacks of kangaroo fights, dude. Their feet, dude, are like insane.
Oh yeah, they got size 25s for sure. I'm like, dude, holy, no wonder why they can jump so high, dude. That thing lifts up and just propels them, dude. So you know, that was cool to see, and I thought that was good.
Cool Australian connection.
Yeah, for sure. I think you did have to pay to go inside, but like to see him from the outside was totally cool for me. So they did like a Texas Academy drift school. We didn't get to catch that yesterday, like, which was Saturday. We didn't get to catch that, but we kind of plan to today, hopefully. Yeah. We couldn't even really hear it, so I guess that's probably why we didn't end up catching it, because we just didn't even necessarily realize.
And there's just so much other stuff going on, dude. It's hard to keep up.
And so with that, they were unveiling some new cars, I guess, some new builds like that people did, and it was a kind of a midnight purple-ish 33, right?
Yeah.
With, you know, that was all done up, right? And then they had a GT-R 1.
Yeah. It was like an older Yamaha R1 bike that matched the car's paint scheme, and like the bike had a bridge seat stitched up like exactly like it was in the car. I don't know. I didn't really see the connection, but like I thought it was cool. It matched. He had a twin bike and car. Like,
it'd be like if I guess I got one and painted it white, and you know, I mean, it's like if you're into both, I guess it makes sense, right? Like you got these, you know, I don't know if the GTR 1.
Right.
In the form that it was in, I don't know if it deserves that name, so to speak, because it was paint and some like, but still cool.
It is
right?
cool. Yeah.
And then they had like a drag 32 that they unveiled, that the wheels were insane. I don't even know, these crazy bead locks that were machined like, I don't know, they look like a saw blade. It was just crazy, you know. They for sure put some love into these cars.
And dude, the paint on both of these cars was sick. Like the 32 drag car, it looked like a normal, like the normal gunmetal gray, dude.
Yeah.
But as soon as the light hit it, it was like, okay, that's not the normal.
No, it was
gunmetal
filled
gray.
with flake or whatever it was. It
Definitely
was
had
just,
some metallic. It looks sick.
yeah,
Looked
and they
super
did a good job spraying it. It wasn't patchy or blotchy or anything.
No,
it was so
it
good.
was glass, dude. It looked really good.
And I can't remember what that company was. It was like Gloss or it seemed like some detail company who owned those. But either way, it's cool. You know, they had them all covered up and they pulled them off, and tomorrow's son, you know, blessed them or whatever it is, you know, that he does. And so that's the thing about GTR Festival is what I notice, right? Here's what I notice. I've been to a lot of events, and oftentimes the quote-unquote VIPs or special guests are like almost off limits.
Right.
You know what I mean? They're like so far out of reach. They're there, but the only time you'd see them is if they were doing some sort of signing or something like that.
Right.
Dude, everyone is just walking around.
Yeah, dude. They're shaking babies, kissing hands.
Yeah, literally. What?
Wait, what? Wait, what? Whoa.
Okay. You know, from like, Tamara-san, Yoshida-san, T-Pain.
Yeah.
You know, they're to whatever, Tommyfyeah, Adam LZ, TJ Hunt, you know, all of these kind of whatever figures, they're all super accessible.
Yeah.
If you like, quote unquote, dare to go up to them, right? Because that's how it is for a lot of people, right? You're like, oh, dude, I don't want to bother them. I don't want to, you know. But if you dare to go up to them and say hi, dude, they're going to say hi back. And, like, you literally can have a conversation with these people.
Yeah,
you know? Which I think is cool about this, that they haven't made it this thing where these people are out of reach, because I hate that.
Right,
you know, they're just
it's super
regular
cool.
dudes that have found their success in a lane, you know. So, yeah, on Saturday, they started the headline drag racing, like the big dogs, you know, these 1,2+ thousand horsepower cars. And
there's no slow cars. There was no like slow cars, dude. It was insane. Like everything was fast.
Yeah,
even the street cars.
Yeah, like, you know, from full out drag 35s to just stock turbo 35s. You know, and then of course you sprinkle in, like we said, your Audis, your Lambos, and of course some Skylines. You know, I mean, I wouldn't say, besides like that Midwest Skylines Maroon 32, and then of course the RHM, like there weren't any insane Skylines dragging besides those, right? Like a lot of it was 35s,
right?
Like, you know, which whatever, we all know, like, to put money into a 35 to get it to this low number, it's not necessarily easier, but I think it's easier.
Yeah.
You know, just because of the support in the motor and in the way that they can get the power out of it quickly.
But they do break.
Oh, yeah, they do.
I think the only thing I did see break were R35s.
R35s, yeah. And, you know, I don't know. Why is that? I'm not sure.
Maybe they're just pushing that much harder.
Yeah, and like he said, the track prep is insane.
Yeah.
Like this track is so sticky, like, yeah, I can see how you could snap an axle, how you could do these things.
Yeah, the ones that did break, it seemed like it was some sort of driveline issue, not like an engine blowing or anything like that.
Right.
It was like
their weak
axle,
point,
diff, transfer case, something like that was...
Yeah, and so at one point, a white 35 went down, and this car was fast. Like, I can't imagine how many horsepower it has. But, dude, yeah, he snapped something right at the get-go. It took him an hour and a half to get him off the track and get it cleaned up. We were like...
yeah,
is
it was
this
insane.
it? Like, is this the end of the night right here? Like,
right.
You know, but
they couldn't get it on the tow truck because it was too low, and the wheels were locked because whatever broke locked everything in. And dude, I mean, even the guy that broke right off the line, it took like 10 people to push this car because the track is so sticky, dude.
They couldn't get it to move.
Yeah, I was like, the R35's a boat. They got to have all these people. But no, dude, the track is so sticky, dude. And
Once they got it off the track, it moved great.
Yeah.
But like on the track, it was like they were fighting it.
Yeah.
So yeah, we got to see that. And then RHM from Australia brought their GTR. It's like a 2,000 horsepower 34.
Yeah.
And, you know, that was kind of like, you know, for the 34 guys, that was kind of like the highlight of the drag racing, right?
Yeah,
You know, and we got to see him run the roll racing on Friday, and then we saw him run yesterday. Unfortunately, his run yesterday looked great from the start.
Yeah.
But I'm not exactly sure what happened. All of a sudden, the car was blowing a ton of smoke, and he slowed down, and that was the last we saw of him, unfortunately, because he did wait in line for that hour and a half or so,
dude,
you
I
know.
know.
And but that's a beautiful car, like from the whole motor setup to the actual paint and like everything. Like that car is like really nice. So and dude, he flew it over here from Australia.
Insane.
But they said he paid thousands and thousands of dollars to get this thing over here just for this. So, like, shout out to Andrew and the GTR Festival team for continuing to bring their people over here and kind of like progress the sport over here. I think he got the record for the fastest R34.
Yeah, he did some record.
He beat
it was
some
like
record.
sequential clutch shifting. It was
There was all the with the wind blowing northwest.
Class.
Yeah.
It was a specific class, but yeah, I guess he got the record for that on that run.
Yeah, so which is crazy because it wasn't even an amazing run.
Right,
so
right.
like
he definitely had more in it. I feel like.
So that was cool. And so within this, they have, like a whole kind of show and shine like type thing. The main concourse area is filled with amazing vehicles, beautiful cars. We have definitely gotten to meet some of our guests that we did remotely. Marcus Hammond, we got to hang out with Kendon. Kendon's car is here, which is very, very nice. I would say, beyond these crazy built by legends cars and stuff, I would say it is for sure in the top 5 cars here. As far as
easily. I'd say
how
top
clean 3, it is.
Dude.
Yeah.
Like, it's good. It's really good.
Yeah, and so that was recently just finished by UP Garage, and Kendon's got a whole story about how he bought this fine spec motor from Nismo 10 years ago for this ridiculously low price, and it sat in his garage for these 10 years, and then he just threw it in this 34, and dude, everything that UP Garage did was like...
Oh, and even some new stuff with their hidden V-cam.
Yes, he got the hidden cool. V-cam, which they talked about on the episode that we did with them. And, now to finally see it, it's like, oh...
Or not see it.
Yeah, or not see it. But, and we also actually, last night we got to meet Calapo, which if you... remember our episode about the guy who had his GTR like stolen essentially before import and then found it.
Yeah, it popped up at a dealer for sale.
Yeah. So if you remember that episode, we got to meet him, and he is just such a humble, like a great guy. He instantly he's like, "Hey, want me to take your ride in my 33?" And because we were kind of just discussing his motor setup and everything like that. And we were like, yeah, dude, actually. And, he brought us both for a ride, and we had a blast. He tried to get me to drive it, but I was like, no, maybe I just don't. Maybe I just don't drive your beauty that you just waited 1.5 years to get finished.
Right.
Sure, it'd be fine. But if it wasn't,
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm just like, but that was really cool to like kind of connect with some of these guys who we've helped share their story, but haven't gotten to meet them in real life. Cool. And so pretty much it was like, we missed all the drifting, like we said yesterday, which, there's some more today. We're going to have to go find it. And we'll talk about that. On whatever an upcoming episode, just how that went. So the night kind of ended last night with the last of the drag racing. The shop Houston kind of closed it out. We were excited. We were down by the finish line, like we're ready for this final run, right? We're like, dude. And this thing's crazy. They call it Kimbo. It's like named after Kimbo Slice because it's like unstoppable.
The back windows is huge.
Thing of Kimbo, which that was cool, and I think this dude did like a 6.6 in his prior run or 6.4 or something, like something stupid fast at 200 and whatever mile an hour. So we're like, all right, cool, dude. It's Saturday night, like this dude's gonna lay it all out on the track. Dude, he gets the green light, dude, and friggin' takes the front wheels off the ground. Like literally takes them off the ground. And so that was like the end of that run, right? Like he's not going to continue that run. And then they shut everything down, so we got to watch him shut everything down,
dude.
Like shut the track down. And it was, it was cool. And so one thing was, I guess like at the end of every evening, there's like a car meet. And I can't tell, you know, because it says like Dan Rue, like car race or car meet, you know, and I didn't really know who that was until you told me, which whatever, but I couldn't tell. There's like this small car meet down by the finish line stands.
Yeah.
And we couldn't tell, like, was that or was it off site?
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
couldn't-
Like, is the car meet space here just for people to get together, like, afterwards or during?
Yeah.
Or was that the Dan Rue car meet?
Because last year it was remote.
Yeah,
The
it was
car meet
off-site.
was,
Yeah.
yeah.
So I couldn't tell. I mean, there wasn't a crazy amount of cars at this car meet anyways.
Right.
But that could have been because there was something off-site that everybody was doing. Unfortunately, because we don't have a car here, we have a rental, and it just made it a little harder for us to participate in some of the off-site stuff.
Yeah.
Just because, right? Like, you know, when you got a group of like 10 Skylines and then you got this like newsy, the vibe isn't quite there, you know. So hopefully next year, I would love to be able to bring a car here. That would be cool just to participate.
There's plenty to do here.
Yeah, for
It's
sure.
crazy.
We don't like, we left this place just to get food.
Yeah.
And that's it. Just because, like, that is one thing I'll say, which I understand. Actually, we need to talk about the coffee. All right, so there's this truck here. Yeah, if you know, you know, and you're laughing your ass off. Yeah, like, so basically, you know, us, especially day one, right?
Yeah.
We're like dragging ass, right? We're like, oh, fuck, we need a coffee.
Yeah.
And like, we noticed this like coconut coffee place, and we're like, oh, okay, you know, the style's a little weird. The logo has like a chick in a bikini with huge boobs, like, and I'm like, I guess I can get with this, right? And then we start noticing like all of their employees walking around in those bikinis with big boobs, right? And we're like, okay, welcome to Texas. We're like, okay, this is weird, but whatever. Like, we need some caffeine. Let's go. Yeah. And you know, we walk up and the chick's like selling us on it. Right. And we're just like,
I'm looking over and I'm looking at the menu. I'm like, must be all market value prices or something.
Yeah. There's no prices. There's just the options. So, you know, I'm feeling good. I'm like, yeah, I'll get this guy's coffee, right? He orders whatever. I order some banana cream latte thing.
Whatever she said.
Yeah, and so the lady's like, okay, that'll be $40. I'm like, what? I'm like, do these come with pastries? Like, is there VIP movie tickets in here? Like, what do you mean $40?
It's like,
yeah, what, like 16 ounce? It was like a 16 ounce. It comes in this like super thick plastic cup that, hey, she goes, because I'm like, dude, what? She's like, well, if you bring the cup back, you'll save $5 on your next one. And I'm like, dude, are you kidding me? Like, so swindled. Like, no mention of any price. And when she does say the price, she's like, that'll be $40.
Yeah.
And hands me the thing.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm like,
you tap there.
Yeah, I'm like, dude, okay. Like, that was the last coffee I bought in this county. That's for sure, dude. I was not. And I think they either park that thing somewhere locally or they have like a brick and mortar store. I saw it on Google Maps when I searched coffee because I'm like, no way I'm doing that again. Yeah. And what do you know? Coconut coffee pops right up, dude. And I'm like, no, never that. But I bet you walk in there off-site.
Yeah.
$8 or something, you know, like, because they could never sell $20 coffees to the public.
Yeah.
Only at an event like this.
It's a money laundering scheme or something. I don't know.
But otherwise, you know, the food, it's tough because I understand when you come to an event like this, like or more like a venue like this, sometimes food and beverage is controlled by the event, not by the promoters, so to speak. Right.
They got their own setup and everything.
Yeah, which we saw, you know, they set up a lot of their stuff, but that food price is ridiculous. First of all, for a hot dog with a little bit of chili on it, it's $10.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, a $10 hot dog, you know? So the first day, whatever, we went to a barbecue spot down the road. Like, it was pretty decent. It seemed to be like a popular local spot. And then we went yesterday to a local, like, taqueria or whatever, you know, and that was actually pretty cool because that was like super
it was
genuine.
Real.
Yeah,
like,
it was cool.
Dude, we're in Texas, and Texas is right next to Mexico, dude. So the Mexican food has got to be fire.
Yeah, and it was.
And it was, dude. It was so good. Like,
Dude, Mexican Cokes everywhere in
Cokes
this area.
everywhere.
It's crazy. Like on every menu is Mexican Cokes, and I'm like, dude, my wife would love this place. Like she can get a Mexican Coke every stop, dude.
Yeah.
Like, but yeah, no, yeah. I mean, overall, you know, I get it. You can't control the food and beverage, so like, it is what it is. It's just like if that's not what you want to eat, you got to go find what you want, right? Like not the end of the world.
Yeah, I mean, if you frequent, you know, big car events, you know what we're talking about for sure.
So yeah, and then so today, like we talked about, there's some more drifting. There is a little bit more racing, and I think they shut it down kind of early today, around 6 p.m. And yeah, they got a lot of open lane drag racing today. You know, they have a lot of meet and greets that they've done throughout the weekend with a lot of these guys, so you can actually get autographs and whatnot, which, I mean, if, like, that's what you want, that's pretty cool. Yeah. You know what I mean? And so, yeah, one of the things that I thought was really cool was we got to meet a guy that owns 4 Built by Legends cars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was crazy.
That was cool. So a big car carrier shows up and starts unloading Built by Legends cars one after another, a 32, 33, 2 34s.
Yeah.
And then they bring them over into the main concourse and, you know, kind of set them up. And we're just like, okay, wow, like these are nice, you know, like we saw the 234s run on Fuji Speedway when we were there. So like, you know, it's cool to see them in Japan and then of course in the United States. And, you know, we kind of just walk around it and this dude's like, hey, you got any questions? And I'm like, yeah, are you the owner?
Yeah.
He's like, yeah. And I was like, dude, he's like
normal
younger than
dude.
us. Yeah, normal looking dude, younger than us, from Houston. And he's like, yeah. And I'm like, oh, wow, dude, that's crazy. What other cars do you have?
Yeah.
Big mistake, right?
Yeah.
If a guy's got 4 Built by Legends cars, chances are he's got a long list. And so he just starts rattling this stuff off. And he's just like, yeah, dude, I don't know. I got a lot of cars. And I was just like, okay.
Yeah.
Cool, you know? And then I was like, you know, I asked him, like, so you have these other cars. I mean, there was JDM cars, exotics, whatever that he had.
Yeah.
I'm like, if you had to choose just one to drive daily, what would it be? And he's like, dude, 34 all day. And I'm like, out of all of these cars you have, you know, and he kind of broke it down for us about the size of the car and how it drives and, like, you know, how you can...
He said it's comfy like an Escalade.
Yeah, he compared a 34 to an
dude.
Escalade, and I was like, dang, man, like, you know, but it was just cool to hear that this guy that, you know, can, I mean, clearly drive whatever he wants.
Yeah.
Would choose a 34. And then, you know, like I said, Yoshida-san and his son were here. The Built by Legends guys were here.
Yeah.
And, you know, these people are coming from Japan to, like, celebrate GTRs.
Yeah.
Like, that's kind of a big deal. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm keeping having to tell myself that, like, we're in Texas.
Yeah, we're in Texas.
We're in America.
Not Japan.
Right. So, yeah, you got to take that into consideration because, dude, we've never had anything like this here in the States.
No.
Like, not much at all. Like,
and that's why I think, like...
It's so new.
You know, I know it sucks, dude. Like, some people are, like, negative, and they'll pick this event apart, right? They're like, oh, well, da-da-da-da-da, they should da-da-da, you know? Right. And it's like, dude, these are some dudes from Australia putting on an event in Dallas, Texas.
Yeah.
Like, you need to take what this is and embrace it so that they can continue to do it. And that's the way that I see it. Hey, if we're just going to be negative about this, like, we're not going to have it. And if we don't have it, that's that, right? Like if this doesn't succeed, how could another event succeed?
Right.
You know, the only thing I would say is, like, I don't know, you know, like we kind of saw here, like, 35 guys make drag cars, right? We know that. Skyline guys don't necessarily build drag cars. They just, you know, whereas in Australia, all the Skylines are drag cars. Yeah. Or drift cars. Or, well, not really Skylines, but that's what they're doing, right? So it's like here, we're not dragging our Skylines as much. What are we doing with them? I don't really know. Hard parking them.
Right, yeah,
you know?
because, I mean, for the cost of them on paper, dude,
yeah,
like,
yeah. And we waited so long.
Right. If you're trying to build a drag car, dude, like, you would want to start with a 35 usually, right? Like the dudes that are drag racing, they're 32s, 33s, 34s, like they're into it. Like they are into the RB. They're into the chassis, dude. It's like sick to see. But like that takes a special sort of person to do that.
Yeah, for sure.
Because
to almost sacrifice that car, right?
Yeah, because like that's what they want, right? Like any of these dudes drag racing the 32s or anything, like I'm sure they could go out and buy an R35. They probably have an R35 at home.
Yeah,
who knows,
probably,
right?
yeah,
like they can do that, but no, they choose to like take out the classic, dude.
Right.
And push it and, have 1,500, 2,000 horsepower. It's cool. Like,
it is cool.
It just shows the love for the cars they got.
Mm-hmm. So that does kind of make it hard, right? Because Australians have had them for so much longer and like they were cheaper, they'll turn these things into drag cars.
Yeah.
Whereas we're kind of not so much doing that. So I think that does make it a little harder, right?
We have, but only with the 35 since we've had it for so long.
Yeah, and it's not that, you can get a 35 for half the price of a 34.
Yeah, nowadays,
I mean, it's true. So why would you sacrifice this 34?
Right.
Yeah. So, I don't think there's anything they could replace the drag racing with. I just don't see it, right? Because you like a road course, like I guess, like more people could participate with less investment and less worry about like, just like when I took my 34 on Fuji Speedway. Mm-hmm. Right, like granted the MFD like caught on fire, but like beyond
that was different.
Beyond that, like I scrubbed up my tires a little bit, and that's like it, you know. So I feel like maybe if it was like a circuit type thing, but I also feel like the drag racing gets the crowd gets like into it, right? Like it creates more like not drama, but kind of drama, like which people love.
Yeah, and as far as like viewing goes, like. Drag racing is a lot easier to watch than like a road course because like road course you're just sitting in a spot and watching them pass, maybe a section of turns.
Right.
You're not seeing the whole thing. With drag racing, you're literally seeing A to B, the whole thing. So
yeah, it's more spectator friendly.
Yeah, I guess you could say that.
Which makes sense, and then it also keeps it in more like not in a smaller area, but kind of. Yeah. Like everything's right beside the track here. Mm-hmm. I there's really not much I could say like, oh, they need to do this, they need to do that. I think we're in a developmental stage. In the whole thing, right? Like your first 2 years of an event, that's developmental for sure.
Yeah, dude. My only advice is keep going.
Yeah, keep going.
Keep coming back, dude.
But
this is sick.
The support needs to be there. That's the main thing, right? Like they can try to keep going until they go bankrupt.
Yeah.
But if the support is not there, they cannot keep going. So I think that's the big thing. You know what I'm gonna actually say, dude? My biggest suggestion for GTR Festival. What do you think it is?
No idea. What is it?
You couldn't even have just guessed. Like you couldn't have just guessed one thing.
Bring back more kangaroos.
No, dude, like, quit making us wear these pink vests. Like, get us, like, dude, get us green, get us orange. Like, I want to be seen, but I don't want to be seen in a pink vest.
Right. Give me a Bayside blue one or something.
Oh, hell yeah, dude. You're like, come on, dude. Give me a Bayside blue vest. No, I'm just kidding. Like, that is what it is. But, if that's all I got to complain about is
Tommy roasted us for these, dude.
Yeah, Tommy roasted us immediately. As soon as he saw us, he's like, dude, really? They couldn't have got you this cool lanyard? I'm like, nah, dude, we get trackside access, bro. We get our eardrums blown. What are you doing, Tommy? Not getting his eardrums blown? But yeah, no, all in all, like, dude, I think they're doing a great job. I think that if we as the culture support them and maybe put aside some of our little weird things, like I think that this can become a huge staple. We're only in
I think
year
it's well
two.
on its way.
Yeah, for sure. And the fact that Australian and Japanese guys are attending this.
Yeah.
That's huge.
Yeah, dude, I wonder what they're thinking. Like, what are their thoughts on it? Because, they've been through the stages with all these cars, right? Like, they've already done all this in their home country because they've had all this stuff.
True.
Like, what do they think, I wonder, about the American scene, and how Americans build their 35s, 34s, Skylines, whatever, comparatively to them. Like, I
True.
wonder if they're picking up on any cues or like, oh, that's actually pretty neat. Like, might try to use that on a build or whatever.
Yeah, that makes sense. Like or are they like, oh,
been there, done that,
yeah,
right?
Yeah. Like, geez. Or are they like, wow, they don't even use their cars?
Yeah.
You know, for some, like, because I could see that. Like in Australia, I think they use their cars.
Yeah.
You know, in Japan, they obviously use their cars. I think America is the first one to treat these things like heirlooms. You know, like in a sense, like to the extent that we do, which, dude, I'm super guilty of, you know, like you treat them like an heirloom, like this irreplaceable thing, which it is to an extent, you know, but are we missing out on what the car was built for by doing that?
Right.
Probably.
But I mean, I don't blame the people though. Dude, there's so much money nowadays.
Well, yeah, when you
like
pay 125 plus for a 34, like getting out there and beating it up is hard.
Yeah.
But like also, you know, how many opportunities are you going to have to do that? You know, and that's why I always took the opportunity at Fuji to do it regardless, because I'm like, dude, how many times am I going to get to even have this opportunity at Fuji? Not many, but period. You know what I mean? Especially where we're geographically located.
Yeah.
Not many. So, you know, I think like there's got to be a balance there. You know, like I know Kennan's car obviously is still on its break-in, so that's different. But dude, I would love to see that, you know, just take one run down the track. Yeah. It's not like it's any crazy horsepower, but to see a car built like that actually go down the track would be pretty nice.
Yeah, no, it'd be cool.
For sure. So as far as I've heard, like they plan to come back next year. And like we mentioned, they plan to have a UK, they have New Zealand, they have Australia.
Yeah.
Does it make sense to do a GTR festival Japan? Do you think it would hit? Do you think that they would participate?
Yeah, absolutely. Why wouldn't they? Like, dude,
I don't know. Japanese are different sometimes, right? Like they're different sometimes. So I just don't know. Like, would they?
I think so, because most of the stuff around Skylines, GTRs in Japan is more like road course based. There's not. I don't really see that much drag racing.
Is there even a drag strip in Japan?
Yeah, I've seen like one.
Yeah,
or two. I don't know.
So it would have to be a different thing.
Or no, it's the same thing, and that's what brings the people out.
Sure, because there is no drag racing.
Right.
Right.
That's what makes it unique.
I wonder why they're not doing Japan. There must be a reason. There's got to be a reason. It's literally the home of the GTR. Like, there's got to be a reason, right?
Yeah, I think it would boom over there for sure.
If we get the chance, we'll ask Andrew, like, hey, what's up? Why aren't we doing Japan? Yeah. Like, what's up? I'll ask him, and I'll make sure to mention that in an episode. But it is currently 11 a.m. We only have 2.5. No, it's 10 a.m. My computer's still messed up. See, I'm still living in the East Coast right now. It's 10 a.m. We have about 3.5 hours until we have to head to the airport to catch our flight back to the East Coast. So we're going to get out there. We're going to try to... So what we did for this was... Let me pull it out of my fat pocket here. What we did for this was we created these aluminum cards that say the chosen one on them. And so what we've been doing is, if you're on YouTube, you can see it. I'm showing you right now. But we've been giving these to potential guests, something not so easy to just throw away, right. Not so easy to just forget about. And we've been giving them to potential guests and hoping that we will hear from them to schedule these interviews so that we can continue to give you guys great content and, let new people kind of tell their story and hopefully inspire. But we're going to get back out there. We're ready for it. We appreciate you guys listening. Of course, you can always find us on the internet at RHDGUIS. And if you're interested in joining the Facebook group, check out the show notes, and we got a link in there for you. But for episode 161, live from GTR Festival in Ennis, Texas, I'm Bobby. This is Aaron.
See ya.
Peace.